Hi beautiful people, how are you doing? You're welcome back to yet another tutorial video. If you're new here, you are most welcome. My name is Chinyere Chichi for short, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for always coming back. And in today's tutorial guide, it's all about the simplest method of cutting your keyhole bustier for your dresses. I am sure you're going to enjoy this video, and if that is the case, then sit right back, relax and enjoy. Please, before we dive right into the tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, put up your post notification bell to always get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. I will measure from the shoulder to the half waist length. That is because this is going to be used for a full dress. So the half waist length measurement is 16 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance, which is 17 inches. So I have the half waist length measurement of 17 inches marked out. And next I'm going to be marking out the breast distance measurement divided by 2 plus half an inch. So the breast distance here is 7 inches divided by 2, which is 3.5 plus half an inch to give me 4 inches for the breast distance measurements. So this point here that I'm going to be joining with the straight line is the breast distance measurement of 4 inches. And next I'm going to be marking out the vertical measurements, which includes the armhole, the breast point, the underbust, and of course the half waist length, which we already have. And then I'm going to be marking the same on the center fold area of the pattern paper, and here it goes. So I'm going to be connecting the vertical measurements from the side of the pattern paper to the center fold area, just as seen. And that being done, I have one more vertical measurement at the upper bust area, which is 6.5 inches from the shoulder. So this is our upper bust length measurement, so I have that marked out as well. Next is to mark out the shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch seam allowance, and the shoulder is 14 inches divided by 2 plus 1, which is 8 inches. So here is the shoulder measurement and the armhole mark out. And that being done, I'm going to be marking out another armhole, which automatically means that we have 2 armholes. And to mark that out, I'm going to be marking 2 inches from the first armhole area. So I have 2 inches from there. So this is the 2 inches straight line, and then I cover out another, that's the second armhole. Like I said, we have 2 armholes for this, so we'll just watch out how that plays out. Up next is to come down to the underbust area, and between the breast distance line, I'm going to be marking 1/4 on both sides of the breast distance line. So I have 2.5 inches in total at the underbust area. And then moving over to the half waist length area as well, I mark 1 inch on both sides of the breast distance line, making a total of 2 inches at the half waist length. And moving over to the upper bust area, I mark 3/4 of an inch between the breast distance line, making 1.5 inch at the upper bust area. And now that we have all the bustier points marked out, it's time to connect all the points together. But before I do that, I'm going to be helping out those of us that do not have a curve rule to connect our points together. You can connect your points perfectly well without the help of a curve rule, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. At exactly the breast point line, you mark 1 inch up and 1 inch down between the breast point line, and from this 1 inch up and down, you connect downwards to the underbust, and also connect from the upper bust to the 1 inch above the breast point. With these connections, you are going to have a perfect curve at your bust area, avoiding the pointiness at the end of the day. But for tutorial's sake, I'm going to be making use of the curve rule in connecting the points to the under bust and then to the upper bust area, just as you can see. And also I come down from the under bust to the half waist measurement, I connect with a straight line just like this. And at the upper bust area, I'm going to be cancelling out the breast distance line because it is no longer necessary at this point. So I'm going to be having that, taken out. And afterwards, I come down to the body of the pattern paper and mark out the horizontal measurement, which is the complete body circumference measurement divided by 4 plus seam allowance. And at the bust, I'm going to be dividing by 4 plus 2.5 seam allowance. So here I have 36 divided by 4, which gave me 9 inches plus 2.5 seam allowance, making a total of 11.5 inches at the bust area. And by the time I come down to the under bust area, I'm not going to be using the under bust round measurement. What I have at the bust area, I just add 1/4 of an inch at the under bust area. The total at the bust area gave me 11.5. So at the under bust area, I'm going to be marking 11.75. And at the half waist length area as well, I'm going to be adding another 1/4 of an inch to what I have at the under bust area. So the logic behind this is, as you come down to the under bust and the half waist measurement, you just add 1/4 of an inch as you come down. But if the waist measurement is smaller than the under bust measurement, you just mark exactly what you have at the under bust, also at the waist measurements. Okay, but if you have your waist bigger than the under bust, then as you come down, you add 1/4 of an inch. Please, I hope you understand these points very well. And after doing that, I proceed to connecting all the points together to give me the desired shape at the side. And next, I'm going to be marking out the sweetheart shape that we have at the keyhole area. And at this point, I will mark 1/4 of an inch, and also mark about 2 to 2.5 inch from this side. And from the 1/4 of an inch on this side, you connect downward to give you a sweetheart shape, depending on how deep you want it to be. And next is to mark out the neckline area of 3 inches wide and 3.5 inches deep, and have that connected. So we have the neckline, and from this point of the neckline, I mark 1 inch downwards and then connect from the side of the upper chest to this point of the neckline. And next is to have the shoulder slant. So I come down at the shoulder area by 3/4 of an inch and then connect the base of the neckline just like this. So with this, we have the front pattern all marked out, and I'm going to be cutting along the sides just like this without the bustier area, so that I can use it to cut the back. So watch carefully how I do the cutting, especially at the armhole and shoulder area. So we have the front pattern. Now I place it on the back, leaving just half an inch for the zipper allowance, because all the seam allowances I have for the bustier area is enough to cover all the allowances that the back will be needed. That is the dart allowance and the seam allowance for the back. So I just place and then I cut out along just like this, and then I move back to the front area and then I complete my cutting for the front. I cut out the neckline, the shoulder slant, and I come to the keyhole area. So I cut out the shape for the keyhole area, and then I cut the sweetheart area just like so. So this is what we have, and then I proceed to the bustier area cut out as well. So I cut out, please be careful when cutting. So this is what we have for the front bustier keyhole pattern, and then the back area I just mark out 1.5 inch for the zipper allowance, and then the neckline area of 3 by 2 inches, and also the shoulder slant area I mark out, and then I cut both the neckline and the shoulder area just like so. And here we have our basic back and front pattern for our keyhole bustier. Thank you guys for watching.